parties ready on Samantha Gadarama?
Did you pull the file from the back?
Well, there is a file because you got
He is
that.
asking. So you can write in it even though he's.
You're on this side.
Okay.
The docket sheet. So go.
So a part of this plea bargaining agreement is restitution of $6,292.70. So has any of that money been paid? Awesome. Okay.
Judge, the judge at the time ordered that she paid it. She was in touch with her, she paid it. So she paid it like the day after. I think the police stuff.
Okay. All right. And just one moment. Cindy, did you send a link for me or no?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know where it is. Is it the same link each time?
No.
Okay, because I don't have it. Okay, that's fine. I don't need it. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 01093. State versus Samantha Gadarama. Counsel, in the box. Y'all need to move it down to the other end. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 010930. State versus Samantha Gadarama. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Yeah.
Defense?
Kayla Dietrich for Samantha Guadarrama.
And are you Samantha Guadarrama?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report and TAP evaluation?
Yes.
Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
All right. You entered a plea bargain agreement on January 6th. According to the plea, punishment is be assessed at $2,000 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. There's to be restitution of $6,292.70 to Mitchell McCain. It's the court's understanding that that amount has been paid. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. Is there anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say?
No, ma'am.
All right. You want to raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
You can lower your hand. State your name for the record.
Samantha Guadarrama.
All right. So why are you keying this guy's car?
It was a mistake and it was.
No, it wasn't a mistake. A mistake is you take somebody's umbrella thinking that it's yours because they're both black umbrellas. Keying somebody's car is not a mistake. So why are you keying the car?
I was being taunted by my ex about our situation, that we were separating, and he was sending me videos and pictures of just other women and in our own, like in our home that we lived together during that time and during that night.
That's not what the police report says. The police report I'm reading says that the victim in 01 returned from a night out and the victim parked his vehicle in the driveway of 01's residence. While at 01's residence, 01 received an alert on his video camera. 01 looked at his video camera and observed his ex-girlfriend in the driveway of his residence. 01 was speaking with D1 through the camera, you're D1, and D1 believed that another female was at the location as D1 believed the victim's vehicle, which was parked in the driveway, belonged to a female. Victim in 01 continued watching the video camera and observed D1 walking around victim's vehicle, keying victim's vehicle in the process. This is what I don't understand. So it says in here that you thought that was a female's vehicle.
Yes,
I don't
ma'am.
understand why women think that other women owe them any type of loyalty. Why is the go-to for women when they think somebody's cheating on them? Well, let me attack the female. You shouldn't be attacking anybody, honestly. But I don't know why there's this thing, let's destroy the female's vehicle. Maybe he don't want you anymore. Or maybe he wants you and the other female. If that's the case, you have choices to make. Either you're going to stay with him and accept the fact that he's cheating on you, or either you're going to leave him. The choice should never be, let me key his car or key the female's car. It's never going to turn out good. Now, I see that you have a son and a daughter. How would you feel if your son ends up dating someone and they become an ex-girlfriend and they won't let go and they end up keying his car? You lose your mind. So here you are out keying somebody's car who doesn't want you, obviously. No, I mean, that's yes or no. Do you understand that? And so you went to jail?
I did.
And how long were you in jail?
That night.
All right. Well, how long did you stay in jail till you paid this off, though?
That day on January, when I was at court for like 3 days, I believe.
All right, so that's 3 days you spent away from your children because you love a man more than your children. Whenever you make these stupid decisions, what ends up happening is that shows that you're loving this man more than your children. You can't do that. Have you had any contact with him?
No, I love him.
All right, so do you have any children with him?
No, I do not.
All right, so you better not contact him. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
That relationship is over. You don't have any property with him. You don't have any children with him, so there's no need to contact him. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So what do you do for a living?
Part-time.
All right. And have you started dating again?
No, I have not.
Okay, that's a good thing. You're going to have to get an orchid. And I tell everybody this who have relationships problems because orchids teach patience. They have some beautiful orchids out at the HEB. I just saw some when I went there. I'm like, wow, they're so beautiful. They're in bloom. You need to get that orchid. They're inexpensive. I think they have a coupon too, so it's less expensive. Get that orchid and keep that orchid. And it comes with directions. Read up on it, how to care for it. And once those leaves fall off, if you can get that same orchid to bloom again without losing your patience, then you'll be ready for relationships. Because with orchids, you can read those instructions. Like it says indirect sunlight, you put it in indirect sunlight. Next thing you know, the leaves are burning. Somebody's like 3 ice cubes. Then you learn, nope, it doesn't take 3 ice cubes. So I don't tell people to get orchids to be flippant. It's just that orchids require patience and care. And that's the same thing with relationships. And if somebody is cheating on you, you have 2 choices to make. One, you either accept it and confront them and say, hey, you're cheating on me. And then their choice is to continue to cheat or either say, all right, I'm sorry, I'm not going to do it again. But those are your choices. Your choice is not to go and key some car because then you end up here. You understand? All right, this is what the court is going to do. There's a $2,000 fine. That will be probated. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be no contact with Mitchell, MITCHELL, McCall, MCCALL. There's to be 3 years deferred adjudication, 200 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to require parenting classes. Once that's completed, 100 hours will be deemed satisfied. How far did you go in school?
I graduated.
All right, what do you want? What do you plan to do with the rest of your life? Do you like bartending? Do you
No.
plan on, what do you want to do?
Yeah, I'm a real estate license as well. I just haven't used it.
Okay. And then there's 100, I'm going to require anger management. And once
Right out of the gate, the judge sets the tone, and it's already a warning. This case isn't about vandalism, it's about bad decisions spiraling fast, and trust me, this courtroom is about to turn into a masterclass on consequences.
that's completed, the remaining 100 hours will be deemed satisfied. There's going to be field visits 1 time per month for 6 months. And the court will show that the restitution amount of $6,292.70 has been paid in full. Probation, is there anything else? All right. Is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, ma'am.
All right. Did you review the document? Let me see if I have it here. Entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney. Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. We can go off the record. So I put you down for 3 years deferred adjudication. If you complete everything early, I'll consider early termination. Whether you're on for the full 3 years or not is completely up to you and your actions. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, make better choices. You got children to consider, okay? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, counsel, you've received all discovery?
No, Your Honor, I've received no discovery. I have looked at the file. I've talked to the prosecutors. They're online about what it is I propose to do. I intend to sign on the other 2 unindicted cases as soon as I get back to the office, and I will be representing them on all the matters.
Mhm.
And I just need an opportunity to assess the cases. The gentleman said there's a problem with the case, and I'm saying there's a problem with you getting arrested.
Okay.
So we're gonna look at this thing realistically. I just need an opportunity to do so.
All right,
I
so-
received money this morning.
All right, so the unindicted cases, State, are those fairly new?
So we have, most of the discovery sans the drug ID report.
All right.
Can you upload the offense report?
It's up.
All right, and State, were you able to tender an offer, a global offer or no?
I did, yes.
Okay. All right, sir, how old are you?
I'm 52.
All
Well,
right.
gonna be 50,
52, going to be 52. When? What month?
September 16th.
Oh, well, happy early birth month. All right, Ms. Ferguson, on this case, if I can have is 30 days enough time for you, counsel, or do you need more than 30?
I was hoping for 45.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, if you give me a plea deadline date in 45 days, please. All right, April 17th. And that will be your plea deadline date.
Your Honor, is there any possibility of having a bond set on this man?
What, he doesn't have a bond set?
He had remanded without bond.
All right, once a motion is filed, I'll hear it. Just make arrangements with
Absolutely,
Ms.
Your Honor.
Ferguson. And
Absolutely.
we'll put it on the docket.
Yes, ma'am.
All right,
you.
thank you.
Have a seat, sir.
Mr. Phillips, so there are no lab reports, so they're tendering a dismissal. Here's the thing. You need to stay on top of your mental health issues. You need to stay on top of everything, because if you don't, you know what's going to end up happening? You're going to be right back here, and they may end up having labs and everything. So if there is an issue, if you can't get treatment for your mental health issues, if I'm here, you can always come back here and we'll see what we can do to help you.
Okay.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so Mr. Martinez, I see this is your first time here. You need to make sure that you're on time. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so where are we on discovery?
Your Honor, I still have to review it with my client. I think we've received everything that the state sent us, but I still need to review it with my client and go over a few things. He lives in Eagle Pass, so it's been a little difficult, but hopefully by next setting, we should decide if we're gonna see what we need to do on this thing.
All right, and State, have you tendered an offer? How old are you?
No, 19, I'm 20, ma'am, I'm sorry.
20?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, when people just turn, they hit that 20 mark, they forget sometime.
Yeah, I don't wanna
All right,
get over it.
Ms. Ferguson, set this for a plea deadline date in 45 days. On this date, you'll need to let the court know whether or not you're accepting the state's offer, if you worked out an agreement. If no agreement is reached by that date, your next date is going to be a jury trial date. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm giving you extra time because I realize you're young and sometimes you need time to think about the consequences of your actions. And also you may want to talk to other people,
Yes, ma'am.
mainly people who love and care about you, not your friends.
April 17th.
All right. Because you know what my grandmother would always tell us?
What is it, ma'am?
She would say, ain't nobody your friend. This is the exact quote. She said, ain't nobody your friend but Jesus Christ and sometimes your mom. Because she's like, sometimes your mom
Sometimes
doesn't
not.
like you, right? So, friends,
Pause right here. This is a huge red flag, a case pending since 2023, and we're now in 2025. That's not just delay, that's a constitutional issue. Judges do not like stale cases, and you can hear the frustration creeping in.
are not friends. You know, you can talk to your mom probably. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right. And Mr. LaHood, if you can move down to the other end. All right. And are you Jason Giovanni Bustos?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You entered a plea on January 13th to count 1 guilty. The state waived count 2 without objection. You applied for deferred adjudication. According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 6 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. The state opposes your application for deferred adjudication, and there's to be restitution and no contact to the complainant. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report
We have, Judge.
and the TAP evaluation?
We have
Any objections?
no objections, no corrections or addition.
Any objections from the state?
No, you're.
All right. Any witnesses, state?
No,
Defense
no, Your Honor.
witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
All right.
Yeah, my client, just very briefly.
All right, could you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yeah.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Jason Giovanni Bustos.
All right, defense.
Jason, you admitted when you were here, you admitted to probation that you shot your gun at this other person, correct?
Yes.
And this had to do with a on a road, you and another vehicle were playing jockey back and forth, correct?
Yes.
And I want to make sure the judge, the other vehicle was a F-150 Ford pickup,
Yes.
and you had a 95 Ford Ranger, correct?
Yes.
4-speed.
Yes.
And you felt threatened by, is that what you felt threatened by the actions of your driver?
Yes.
You know now, when you carry guns, things like this can happen. You can overreact. You understand that that's not very smart, right?
Yes.
That's not a smart thing. You overreacted.
Yes.
Have you learned a lesson?
I did.
You think that you could be successful on probation?
Yes.
A lot of reporting, drug testing, fines to pay, community service, maybe some gun safety classes. Think you can be successful in that?
Yes.
You have a drug problem?
I do not.
Pass a witness.
All right, any questions?
Mr. Bustos, so, I mean, you stated that you felt threatened by the other drivers, is that correct?
Yes.
But the encounter that you had with them, it wasn't a short encounter, right? It went on for several miles, correct?
Yes.
And so at any time during that period where you guys are going back and forth with each other, did you ever think to call 911 and to report that you were going to threaten the behavior of this other individual?
I did not have a phone at the time.
Okay.
Present.
And so, I mean, there are multiple streets where you could turn off or just went into a business and park. Did you do any of that?
No, there was heavy traffic during the whole entire incident.
Okay.
My first thought would be going towards the HEV that was right across from the highway, and I couldn't make it across due to just traffic flowing through.
Okay. And so there was heavy traffic in the area. So the way that you can to reconcile this is to fire a firearm twice. That was your reaction, right?
Yeah, that was after when I got away from several of from the heavy traffic.
Okay. So why didn't you choose to get away from the other vehicle if you felt threatened by that?
I did try to get away from the vehicle.
But then you still followed them and shot.
I didn't follow them.
You did not follow them.
No, I was being followed the whole entire time.
But in the stipulated evidence, it says that the other Ford was taking the turnaround, right, when you fired into the vehicle, correct?
No.
So,
When I took the turnaround, there was an HEV. The entrance to that HEV was very close to the turnaround. So instead of proceeding, I decided to go straight. When I went straight to the first light, I decided to go on a right-hand turn lane, and I noticed that the truck was still following me. Once I noticed that, and I checked my rearview mirror, he was already trying to try to jump over the curb to get to where I was headed towards, and I was trying to avoid just a confrontation from him. So instead, I proceeded to go straight. When I got off the right hand turn lane, I went straight when the light turned green to the other light, and I didn't even make it halfway until I almost got into an accident just from trying to drive away. My truck stalled, and that's when I noticed the driver was still proceeding and started tailgating, driving recklessly, maneuvering through cars through the traffic that I left behind. So from there, he caught up to me, and that's when I got scared and overreacted.
okay. And so I want you to help me understand this, because in your interview that you gave with Detective Grant, it says that you stated that during some of the swerving that you catched up to the other Ford, and that's when the truck slowed down and tried to cut you off. And then
That was in the highway.
that's when you exited and took a turnaround, and then that's when you shot into the other truck. So on the highway, if you had an opportunity to catch up to him, why didn't you just go somewhere else?
Let me follow up. I'm well familiar with the location. I live out there. When you exited at the Leon Springs exit,
Yes.
Bernie Stage Road. When you exited there to do the turnaround, it's up a ways and there's no place to turn off. It's a service road. It's
Yeah.
very heavily trafficked. And you make the turnaround, There's an HEB on the right-hand side, but there's like 3 lanes there when you do the turnout. There were 2 or 3 lanes to be able to pull into HEB.
Yeah.
Correct, there's too much traffic. As there always is on service rate, correct? So you continue straight. Is that correct? And your truck is a Ford Ranger, a 4-cylinder.
Yes.
When they're talking about catching up with the individual she brought up, did you accelerate to try to catch that?
Not accelerated.
What did you mean by trying to catch up? Or catching up with it?
What happened was, as we were driving forward
On 10?
on 10, he left it alone. I left it alone. I didn't do anything about it. There's no reason for me to catch up. I can't even catch up.
No, yeah, I understand.
Not against with the truck that has 8 cylinders against a Ford 4-cylinder truck. Anyway, I noticed from about a quarter mile, he's already tailgating another vehicle, but then again he starts to pull back dramatically.
Okay. What do you mean by you caught up with him? What do you mean?
I mean that
Were you trying to catch up with him?
I
or
wasn't
just
trying to.
The flow of traffic, you ended up getting ahead of him. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Any other questions?
This is where the courtroom energy shifts. The judge isn't buying the mistake excuse, and legally speaking, intent matters. Keying a car isn't an accident, it's a choice. And the judge is about to dismantle that argument piece by piece.
All right, so
Judge,
this
I may
is,
just say this one thing,
yes.
if I may.
Well, just one second, because I want something cleared up for me. In the report, I'm reading the synopsis, and this is what the synopsis says in the stipulations. It says that the complainant was in his personally owned vehicle, the suspect was in his vehicle, and the suspect began to brake check him on the interstate. I understand brake checking people because sometimes people are riding your bumper. I understand that. I think it's crazy to do that. But I understand why people brake check, say, hey, quit riding my bumper. So that's not the problem for the court, that you were brake checking him. It says that the complainant decided to pass you and continue on his way. So what the synopsis so far is saying is that you were brake checking him, I guess because he was riding his bumper. And then the complainant decides, you know what, I'm just going to pass this guy. So it says that he passes you, then you caught up to him, pulled up next to him, didn't fire your weapon, but exhibited your weapon to him, and then got in front of the complainant and started brake checking him again. That's where I have a problem. I can understand you're driving. Maybe the speed limit is 60. Sometimes people will be in what's called the fast lane on the freeway, and they're going below the speed limit, which is a no-no. But let's say the speed limit is 60. You're going 50 or 55. Who cares? You're going less than whatever. Or maybe this person is speeding behind you. So they're behind you. They're riding your bumper, which people do, which they shouldn't do, because that doesn't give you time to stop if you need to stop immediately. So this person says, you start brake checking them. So I'm sure tempers are high. His temper is high. I know the complainant was probably upset, probably said a few choice words. And then the complainant gets from behind you because you're brake checking him and speeds past you. Maybe he gestured towards you or whatever, but he doesn't pull a weapon. So he speeds past you. That should have been the end of it. Maybe you get on the phone. You say you didn't have your phone, but maybe you memorize his license plate and call the police and say this person is recklessly driving. But he says what happens is you don't do that. After you brake check him and he decides to pass you, you then catch up to him and exhibit your weapon. That's a no-no right there. And then it says, then the complainant, instead of him just calling the police after you pulled your weapon at him, he pulls out his phone to start videotaping you. And then what he does, after you pulled out your gun and exhibited at him, he starts filming you on his phone. And then he starts chasing after you in his vehicle to film you. And it says he continues to follow you. And then they both took the turnaround at Bernie Stage Road and went on the access road. And it says that the complainant then continued to record you. And then you both got off at the 20,000 block of Interstate Highway 10. And then you came to abrupt stop as the complainant passed you on the left, And then when he passed you on the left, it says you started firing with your automatic handgun. And it says that the complainant was still filming on his cell phone when this occurred. So is somebody saying those are not the facts? Because that's what I'm reading.
The last part, Your Honor, from what I can remember, is he did not pass me up. He just stopped after I stopped. I stopped just to make sure he can continue going.
So did you brandish your weapon more than once? Did you brandish your weapon at him first and then brandished it later throughout this incident and then shoot it?
I brandished it once,
And when you brandished it, you fired it.
only on the second time.
Okay, so then you brandished it more than one time. What the synopsis is saying, and don't feel that you have to agree with me. I'm just saying what's in the synopsis. What the synopsis is saying is you brake checked him. And then after you brake checked him, he went around you and past you. You brandished a weapon. You didn't fire it. He gets upset that you're brandishing a weapon. So then he starts following you and filming you. And then you all.
Notice what just happened. The judge reframed this from relationship drama into parental responsibility, that strategic courts don't just punish actions, they judge priorities, and bringing the kids into it that hits hard.
Meet up and you fire bullets into his vehicle. So is that not true? Is that not what happened?
Yes, Your Honor, that is just what happened.
All right. If it's not what happened, just tell me. I'm here trying to figure out what the appropriate sentence is. But I do have a problem if you're brandishing a weapon at somebody, right? And then later you brandished it again. There's a gap in time for tempers to cool. And then you brandished it again and you fire into a vehicle. Did you know how many people were in that vehicle? What if there were children in that vehicle? In their in their car seats? Because you really can't see when babies are in car seats. People could have been killed. And then if you would have been a good shot and you would have killed him, maybe he would have crashed in other vehicles and somebody else would be dead. So you wanted to say something, Counselor? Is there any other questions for him?
No, just something, an argument.
Sure.
Two things. One is 95 Ford Ranger. My wife, although she drives a new car, has a 96 Ford Ranger, 6-cylinder. She uses for hauling plants, shrubbery, rocks, dirt. Ford Ranger does not have a lot of pickup. Well, it has a limited speed it will go. An F-150, it doesn't have a lot of acceleration. An F-150 has got a lot of acceleration. So we've got a small car and a large car. I don't know what happened, but I'm saying there's a difference there. And the 150 ought not be picking on the smaller guy, if in fact that was what he was doing. Second off is there's questions about why don't you call the police? I don't want my wife going down H10 and getting off on the service road going at 50 and 60 miles an hour, getting on a cell phone and making a phone call.
Oh, well, what I can tell you, Counsel, the whole thing about calling the police, that's not the big issue for the court.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, okay.
And I think he understands what he made a mistake. Also, I think he's had some mental health issues. He took medicine. They got him back on medicines in the jail. He has no prior criminal record. He had a job. He was productive before this happened. There's nothing in the record that says this would be a reoccurring type thing that I can see. Once he's learned a lesson, give him a chance on probation. I'm asking the court to give him a chance on probation.
All right, State.
Maybe even have some mental health treatment if the court thinks that's needed.
But the evidence that was stipulated to is problematic. That's every driver's worst nightmare, to be fired upon while they're just driving down. And my point about bringing up whether he called 911 or not was that he had a sufficient time to cool down or pull over and retreat, and he did not. He decided to engage and brandish his weapon one time and then fire it twice into that truck. And, we love to do that.
All right. Is there any objection to the restitution of $250 to the complainant for that's his deductible?
No, Your Honor.
All right. The court is going to find you guilty. The court will sentence you to a $2,000 fine, time and money to run concurrent. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. I'll ask for the therapeutic community based on the mental health. And I do understand, based from reading the synopsis, what was going on with both parties. And There was bad behavior on both sides. But, Mr. Giovanni, this is not a probation case. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sentence you to 4 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. There's been no contact with the complainant, and $250 to the of restitution to the complainant. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
When we did all this, you don't have a right to do.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. All right, we can go off the record. So I gave you something less than what the state requested because of the facts of your case. You're going to have to get a control of your anger, and you have to start making better decisions. A gun should not be the answer to every issue that comes up. All right, good luck to you.
And he gets credit for time served, right?
Yes.
Believe it or not, this orchid story isn't random. This is judicial life coaching, and it's intentional. The judge is saying if you can't manage patience with a plant, you're not ready for emotional relationships. It's blunt, but effective. And here's the harsh reality check. Road rage plus a firearm equals prison. Every time the court made it crystal clear fear doesn't justify escalation, and guns erase second chances. This sentence wasn't just punishment, it was a warning.